I work part-time for my university's IT department. I manage the public computer sites, fix machines when they're broken, handle scheduling with other consultants, etc. I'm mostly on call all the time, and during a summer weekend, there's not much to do except get paid. The campus library is across the hall from my office. Normally, it is open, even on weekends, but it was closed for the intersession this weekend before the semester begins. Lights off, doors locked. There's no way to get in unless you have a swipe card access, which I do. There are computers in there. So I'm in my office passing time on the internet when I hear a bit of a racket. I peek out the door and there's this bigger man, probably about 40, tugging on the doors and trying to rip them open. He noticed me come out and asked,
"When does this place open?"
I pointed to the hour sign and explained it would be open on Monday when classes begin. He walks away and seems unsatisfied with that answer. More time passes, and out of boredom, I decide I'm going to go check out the library. I've only been in there once before while it was closed. I swipe my card and go in. It's really creepy in that place when it's closed. I wasn't supposed to be in there. If I got caught, I'd probably be in a small amount of trouble since I really didn't have permission or a reason for being in another department's area during closed hours. All the lights are off except with the only light coming through the windows. The place is huge and you can hear ventilation fans clicking on and off. As I creep past the rows and aisles, the locked doors, study cubicles creak and make noises occasionally as if someone were inside them, which is often true. Students are known to hide in there after library closing to study in a quiet setting or to have sex in them. But the library has been closed for almost 24 hours at this point, and no one likely camped out in there. It's just noises. Still, as I walk alone in this place, it feels like I'm not alone. I go to the lounge area and sit, but I feel uncomfortable with a dark silence and get up soon. So I walk to the bathroom, and as I walk in, I notice there's someone in the stall. All I can see is 1 foot at first glance from underneath the door. One naked foot. No shoes or socks in a public restroom. One naked, bloody foot. There's a small pool of blood on the floor in the stall and small trickles of blood on the foot. I froze for a small moment and tightened up. I was startled first because I hadn't expected to find anyone else here. Second, a bloody foot? I didn't see any sort of socks or shoes around or no pants around the ankles, nothing like that. I didn't even see a second foot. All I saw was a pale, cold, white foot. It was large too. The stall door is partially open, but not enough that I could see inside from my angle. I say with a shaken voice, hello? No response. Nothing happened. I wonder if there's even a body attached to that foot. I wonder if there's a dead body inside. I wonder if some kid is killing himself in there. I ask, "What are you doing, man?" And the toes slowly curl up, flex, then relax. I promptly turned right out the door and walked out of the library quickly. Got back into my office as I tried to make sense of what I just saw. Should I call campus police? I really just didn't want to get involved with dealing with paperwork, questions with the police. I justified that I wasn't supposed to be over there anyway and would have to lie about some reason of why I was over there, and I called my friend Andy instead. I just wanted to talk to someone about what I had seen. I felt queasy. Andy and I talked for a good 40 minutes, most of it just like, "Dude, that's messed up," and no startling discoveries. I heavily considered calling police. So much time had passed, I assumed the person would be long gone. The bloody foot also certainly thought he was alone. So he would have been startled by my appearance too. I decided I'm going to go back and stay on the phone with Andy. I knew how stupid this was. If someone is hurting themselves, they may not care to hurt me either. They're probably very unstable. They have some sort of knife or blade. I'm not in any mood to get in a knife fight here during my shift, but I want to go check in the bathroom again. As I walk through the library, it's worse this time, because now I know I'm not alone, and there's someone else here, possibly with a weapon. Still dead silent and dark. I softly walk to the bathroom and listen outside the door for a moment. I don't hear any sound, but I get the chills. Andy is on speakerphone but is staying silent. I go inside. Foot is still there. There's more blood than before. Still cold and pale looking, the door is now shut to the stall. The only other change in the last 40 minutes. I was really hoping not to see anyone in here this time. I do not want to anger a possible suicide person. I ask, "Are you all right?" No response, no motion, only blood. It makes me feel sick. I repeat, "Are you okay in there? Do you need me to call for help?" Slowly the foot turns and points towards me. A second foot steps down alongside it, also with the blood smeared all over it. Whatever is inside the stall is now standing and facing directly at me, with a wall between us. I can't see the top of any head. My heart starts racing. Finally, a deep voice responds.
I'm fine.
That was good enough an answer for me. I promptly turn and leave. This time, I run. I told myself before going in that if he was still there, I'd definitely call police. I still didn't. He said he was fine. I wanted to put this out of my head and forget it. The voice sounded like an older man, I guess, like between 40 and 50. The size of the feet made him seem big, but not tall. It's hard to say. I lock the door to my office and do nothing for the last 30 minutes or so of my shift. When I step out into the hallway, there are bloody footprints walking out of the library and over to my office door. Plenty of them outside my door. It was pacing and standing there for a while. Small drips of blood led away from my door and stopped after a small distance. I was horrified. I hurried to my truck. I paused for a moment and realized with the amount of blood outside my office door and in that hallway, I can't just leave. I'll probably be asked about it anyway. I should call it in. I head back up. All the footprints are mostly gone. All of the bloody footprints and drops are wiped away. There are small smears here and there. It wasn't a perfect clean job. I was only gone at my truck for maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Whatever it is, it's still here, hanging around, watching me, cleaning up after itself too. I am very frightened. I go back to my truck. There are bloody towels in my door handle, on the ground, on the hood of my truck. This person is seriously messing with me. I hurry right over to the campus police. I'm just going to tell them the whole story, even the fact that I was also trespassing and that I went back for a second visit instead of calling police first. And I did. I told all. They took pics of my car and told me they'd look into it. They returned to the library but requested that I do not accompany them back inside. I went home. This was 2 days ago and I have not heard anything since. I work again tonight, another closing shift. I don't want to go.